Today, we're unpacking Poland's remarkable journey as it quietly becomes a heavyweight in Europe. Picture this: Russia is causing trouble, and Poland wants protection. 2018, the US-based plan didn't work, but in 2022, with Russia stirring in Ukraine, the US set up shop in Poland, a game changer. Why? Poland's not the biggest kid on the block, and with Germany and Russia as neighbors, history's been a bit rough. With the US as a bigger brother, Poland has a security blanket. It's not just about muscle, it's about feeling safe. Poland's leveling up with a stable economy and the US as a buddy. US military support strengthens Poland's defense. So, let's dive into this exciting journey Poland has had with the US. In 2018, Poland asked the US if they could set up a military base on Polish land. Why? Well, it's all about keeping things safe and sound. You see, Russia has been causing trouble, especially with the annexation of Crimea a couple of years earlier. But back then, the plan didn't go through. Now, fast forward to 2022, Russia's still making waves, particularly with its actions in Ukraine. Being the intelligent cookie it is, Poland returned to the US and said, "Hey, we need some defense assurance here." And guess what? The Biden administration agreed to place the 5th Army's headquarters in Poland permanently. That's a big deal. It's like having a superhero squad ready to step in and say, "Not on our watch." So why is this such a game changer for Poland? Well, let's talk history. Poland has had impressive armies, but other kids are on the block. Its neighbors, Russia and Germany, have been a headache in the past. Now with the US on board, it's like having a big brother who's got your back. The recent Russian attacks on Ukraine got everyone on high alert, and Poland is no exception. Having the US around is like having a security blanket. It's not just about military muscle, it's also about feeling safe and secure. Poland has a stable economy, and now, with the US as a buddy, it's like a double dose of confidence. This alliance might be the secret sauce transforming Poland into a stronghold of security in Europe. Watch out, world! Poland is leveling up. Geopolitics on the Great European Plain. Alright, buckle up because we're about to take a deep dive into Poland's security concerns, and it all boils down to geography. Picture this massive chunk of land known as the Great European Plain. Sounds grand, but don't let the name fool you. It's not just one giant plain, but a mix of plains and small highlands stretching from France to the Ural Mountains in Russia. Now, the part keeping Poland on its toes is the North European Plain, where Poland hangs its hat. Why is it a worry? Well, it's like being the sandwich filling between two heavyweight nations, Germany and Russia. Both Germany and Russia, along with their older versions, share this plain with Poland. And here's the kicker: this area lacks the natural barriers like mountains or oceans that usually provide a safety buffer. So, historically, both Germany and Russia have tried to stretch their borders into areas that offer a bit more security. Sadly for Poland, that often meant losing some sovereignty. Poland tried to team up with its neighboring buddies to form a security alliance against the expansionist dreams of Germany and Russia, but it didn't quite hit the bullseye. Now, Russia has its own story. It's been invaded through this wide-open plain more times than it would like to remember. So, Russia gets a bit touchy when European nations start talking about forming alliances. They're like, "Back off, we've got this." US diplomat George Kennan, who said Russia sees its neighbors as either friends or enemies, no in between, perfectly summed up this attitude. So, what's Poland's game plan? They've tasted being under Russia's thumb, and they're not signing up for a repeat. Warsaw is all about alliances, especially with heavyweights like NATO and the European Union. But what changed the game? The recent Russian invasion of Ukraine got the big brother, the US, to step up its military game in Poland. Warsaw finally feels like something's got its back, and that's a game changer for Poland's security worries. It's like getting a VIP pass to the safety party. Rising on the world stage. Let's talk about Poland, the rising star on the global scene. With many allied troops camping out in its backyard, Poland is like the VIP section of the security club. And guess what? It's not just playing sidekick to the US, it's flexing its muscles and becoming a big deal. Now, let's dive into the nitty-gritty. Like most European nations, Poland has its fair share of problems, especially in the demographics department. But here's the twist: it's not as bad as its old buddies Germany and Russia. While Russia's busy fumbling in Ukraine, Poles are doing something right. right. They've become the go-to spot for over 1.5 million Ukrainian refugees. And hey, who can blame them? Poland has the whole proximity thing going on, plus some cultural similarities, especially down south. These refugees might not stick around forever, but they're not just sitting around. If the Polish government plays its cards right, it could boost the economy. Handling a sudden refugee wave is no picnic, but Poland's doing a better job than most. There might be some pushback from the homegrown nationalists, especially if they score big in the next elections. But here's the kicker: Poland could turn this situation into an opportunity. Extra hands for the workforce? That's a possibility on the table. With all these moves and shakes, Poland finds itself in a power position it hasn't tasted in centuries. We're talking nearly 400 years. Keep an eye on Poland. It'll make some serious waves in the coming years. It's like watching a blockbuster movie, but this time Poland's playing the lead role. Poland's military might. Okay folks, listen up, because Poland is making serious moves in the military game. According to the big shots at global firepower, after Russia, the powerhouse militaries in Europe are the UK, France and Italy. But wait for it, Poland's no longer sitting in the back row, it's rolling up its back sleeves, ready to become the heavyweight champ of European armies. So here's the lowdown. Poland is in this mega transition phase. They've thrown orders for tanks and gear left and right, American, German, South Korean, you name it. And get this, they've bumped their defense spending to over 3% of their GDP. That's serious business, especially when some other big players are still figuring out the 2% game. The president of Poland signed a new law saying, hey, let's splash 3% of our GDP on defense from now on. In perspective, Germany is hustling to hit that 2% mark. But Poland's not stopping there. If Deputy Prime Minister Jarosław Kaczyński gets his way, they might crank it up to a whopping 5% in the next 10 years. That's like flexing the financial muscles. But wait, there's more. Poland's going on a hiring spree. They're planning to recruit 150,000 troops in the next decade. That's like assembling a small army on its own. They're not just stopping at that, they're going all in on tanks and artillery. Picture this, over 1,000 new tanks and 600 artillery pieces, mainly from South Korea and the US. Poland is gearing up for a military makeover, folks. They've got plans for 6 armored divisions, more than France and Germany combined. And guess what? With all these new toys, Poland's firepower is shaping up more than the UK, France, Germany and Italy. There's some severe artillery action too. They've invested big bucks in rocket launchers, the same kind that Ukraine used to show the Russians what's what. So Poland's not just talking the talk, they're gearing up to walk the walk in a big way. Keep an eye on them. It's like watching a military superhero origin story unfold. Poland's strategic alliance with the US heightened military capabilities, and its evolving role in providing refuge marks a significant transformation. As Poland navigates geopolitical challenges and invests in its defense, questions arise about these endeavors' long-term sustainability and implications. The impact of Poland's resurgence on European dynamics, its relationships with its neighbors, and the global stage raises intriguing considerations. The nation's journey from seeking defense assurances to becoming an influential player underscores its dynamic role in shaping the future of Europe. Given Poland's geographical challenges, do you believe forming alliances with powerful entities like NATO and the European Union is the most effective strategy for safeguarding its sovereignty? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Tap the bell icon to turn on notifications to stay updated with all our latest videos.